All right, so for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Wera 9621 belt holster set. Now, this one is specifically set number 2. Now, one thing to note before we jump too far into this video is I did add a couple different screwdrivers to this set to fit my liking. Now, this set does not come with this I believe this is a 7mm slotted demolition driver, and the precision drivers you see up here do not come with the kit. I added those separately, like I said, just to fit my liking. Now, this belt holster is a relatively, it's a nice material. You might have a very large belt slot in the back so you can run your belt through it. And then you have those nice Wera logos that they emboss on pretty much all of their tool bags and on tool belts and things like that they offer. And you have 2 screwdriver holsters on the outside of the bag, and then the majority of them sit on the inside of the bag. Now, one thing, this did come with a carabiner, but I decided to take that off because I kind of felt like it got in the way of the screwdriver from going down into the bit, and it's not something I use. So like I said, I took that off. So in this kit, you do get I believe this is an equivalent to a 3/16 slotted. This is a 5.5mm slotted demolition driver, or is Wera calls them a chisel driver. And it has that nice handle. You could put a wrench on the end of it, and it has from the striking cap to the shaft of the screwdriver, it is all connected through there. Now, if you haven't used Wera screwdrivers, I would highly recommend checking them out. I decided to try something different by buying this set. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Klein. So these are quite a little bit different than the Klein ones, hence why I decided to go ahead and give them a try. Now, this guy, not one that I use too often, but it does come in handy for when I'm putting together some ductwork. When the S and the drives aren't open, or they're maybe a little bit too tight, you can just stick this guy in there and open them up without ease. Now, I have used this, I think, once for doing a lock nut, but this generally isn't my go-to when I'm having to tighten or loosen a lock nut. I like to use this larger one on this side. This is a 7mm, which, like I said, I believe is equivalent to the 1/4 inch slotted, and this is my go-to for lock nuts. As you see on the top of it, I've been beating it up with a pair of lineman pliers, and again, this has the yellow and the black handle on it, which I do like. It's definitely a little bit different of a handle to hold in your hand, but it is somewhat comfortable, I will say, compared to the Klein. It is a little bit different feel in the hand, and it is nice. So I'll go ahead and put that guy back into there. Now, this guy does come with 3 ball end drivers from Wera. They don't have a large selection of these, but they do have a fairly decent one. That's one of the main reasons why I got this kit. You get a number 1 and a number 2, and both are at different lengths. I believe this is 80mm, and this is 100mm, which I do like. For some reason, I don't know why I waited so long to get the ball drivers, but they are a lot comfortable, and I feel like I'm able to get a little bit more torque when tightening down some Phillips screws. Now, these do feature, we'll go ahead and get that out of the frame, see if we can zoom in here. You do have that laser etch tip, which is supposed to help with the cam out and supposed to help bite into the head of that screw a lot better. I really haven't noticed any difference compared to using my Klein drivers, but that is something Wera does offer on a lot of their screwdrivers. And this ball is pretty much, it's all rubber, so it feels very comfortable in the hand, which is something that I like. So those sit in this pocket right there. That's mainly all that sits in there. And then over here, if I can go ahead and get these guys out of here, you get 2, well, actually, you do get 3 insulated screwdrivers with this kit. Now, I personally never have run into anything where I've needed a slotted this small for working on anything, live or that has potential to come live. But this guy is a 3.5mm slotted. I just took this out of the kit, not something I planned on using for it, but you do get it a part of the holster kit. So that is, if that's something that you use, it does come in this kit. And then the other insulated screwdrivers, you get a number 1 Phillips and a number 2 Phillips. And again, they are the same length as the ball drivers. They are just insulated and they are missing the ball on top. Not something I use very often, but I have used them once or twice, and they seem to work. I'm typically not working on anything live. Mainly everything I work on is dead, so probably not something that I'm going to use a lot, but it's always nice to have. I'll most likely end up using the ball drivers instead, but it is nice to have a couple of insulated screwdrivers if for some case I need them. And then you have a 6mm slotted. That is the ball driver, which does feel nice in the hands. And I do find myself using this guy quite a bit when I'm doing a electrical termination in rooftops, or I'm doing a tie-in for a whip on an AC. I have found this to be very helpful for that. It fits perfectly for ground screws, and it fits perfectly for some of those slotted screws. On some of the carrier units, they use some slotted screws for their terminations for the 3 legs of power coming into them, and I feel this fits just a lot nicer than, just a standard 1/4 inch. It's just a little bit smaller than a 1/4 inch, which I like. It fits better in the screw, and I don't have to worry about, gouging up the side of the aluminum that screw housing is in. So that is a nice driver that you get with this kit. Now, like I said, you're not going to get these precision drivers with the kit, but I did decide to add these. If you saw the unboxing of this kit, I also got some precision drivers with that kit and decided to add them to the kit. So pretty much all the screwdrivers that I would use on a daily basis are all in one on this kit. And the screwdrivers that I have is, I believe this one is the number 0 Phillips. You use this for Molex plugs and things of that nature when you're doing low voltage, whether it's a Molex plug or you're messing with the BLEMO valve and things like that for low voltage. Not a very common size for me to use, but I do occasionally run into it, so that I do have that in my set. And then I have a number 0 Phillips, which is a lot more common for when you're working on thermostats and some Molex plugs. They do take a number 0 Phillips, so this guy is going to be one of my most used. Haven't had a chance to use it yet since I got this kit, but I am looking forward to using that in the future. And then I did put a couple of slotted in this kit. I have the 0.5 slotted and the 0.4 slotted, and these are for, again, some of the thermostats and Molex plugs and things like that on boilers or the carrier communicating systems and things of that nature. Either have a Phillips or a slotted, and it's generally a small size. I believe it's mainly the 5mm, but then again, I have ran into some where the 5mm, or I believe it is a 3/16, is a little bit too big, and then you have to go down to a smaller one, which I believe the 0.4mm is the equivalent to 1/8 inch slotted. And you're probably wondering why I would go from, a Klein that had all 4 of these in one to 4 individuals. I just wanted to try something a little bit different. Just like the normal screwdrivers, I want to try something a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with these Klein drivers. They work fairly well, but I just wanted to try something different. So I went and picked these up and decided to add them to my kits. And I have used this slotted guy once on a couple of Lochnavar boilers that we installed when I was hooking up all of the low voltage wiring, and this came in clutch for that. So I'll go ahead and put these guys back into the kit. But pretty much you can, like I said, I customize this kit to my liking. You're not going to get the precision drivers or that one chisel tip driver with this kit, but you can pretty much customize it however you'd like. Now this kit, I believe, retails for about $102, $100 to $102. I picked it up from KC Tool. I believe you can pick it up on Amazon as well. But overall, I think it's a very nice kit and definitely something I'm glad I picked up. And I'm pretty happy with the screwdrivers. I really do like the ball handle ones. Those are probably, all 3 of them are probably my most used out of everything in this kit. I just really like how they feel in my hands, but that, that's personal preference. If you want just normal screwdrivers, you can pick up the normal Wera screwdrivers. I don't know if you can pick this belt holster up by itself. I believe it only comes with this kit. Now, if you're looking for a different kit, maybe a couple different screwdrivers that fit your need, Wera does offer 2 other kits. They have set 1, and this is set 2 and set 3. Now, I'm not sure what comes in all of those kits, but there are options if you're looking to pick one of these kits up for yourself. And supposedly, they are a limited edition. Now, I'm not sure how many are made or how long they're going to be produced, but they are, from what I've seen, a limited edition. So if you are interested in picking one up or thinking about pulling the trigger on them, you might not want to wait too long, because once they're gone, they might be gone for good, or maybe that specific set might be gone and you're gonna have to buy the screwdrivers that you want individually and maybe buy another set. I'm not sure if they plan on releasing any more, or if they plan on releasing this belt holster by itself in the future. But with that being said, that's kind of all I have for this review. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.